Good evening and welcome to the regular board meeting of Carpinteria Unified School District. It is May 13th, 2025. Can everybody please stand for the flag salute? Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, welcome everyone. Hello, friends. Okay, we're going to begin with our closed session report, conference with labor negotiators. I am happy to report out that after 2 years of negotiations, the district's pleased to have reached an agreement with its teachers and staff that honors their dedication to public education while upholding the district's fiscal and operational responsibilities. Our teachers and staff play a vital role in supporting students and are an essential part of our school community. This agreement reflects the district's deep appreciation for their contributions and provides fair and meaningful compensation for the hard work and commitment. And I will read out what it is. So for certificated and classified, the same, let's hear, I'll start with certificated. For the 2025-26 school year, the certificated salary schedule will be revised to reflect an increase of 5% effective July 1st, 2025. And an off-schedule compensation. The district will pay each certificated unit member currently employed and in paid status at the time of the contract is ratified and approved by both parties a one-time off-schedule sum equivalent to 4% of their base salary in the 24-25 school year. This payment will be extended to certificated unit members who retired during the 23-24 or 24-25 school years. For purposes of this provision, base salary excludes all forms of additional compensation, including but not limited to stipends, longevity, and extra pay assignments. Benefits. Beginning with the 25-26 plan year, the district will contribute to an individual HSA account for any eligible unit members enrolled in the HSA 5000 health plan. All ACA and HSA rules and limits will apply. Beginning with the 25-26 school year, special education teachers shall receive an annual stipend of $3,000 in recognition of the specialized skills required for their roles. This stipend will be paid in equal installments over the course of the school year. For classified, 25-26 school year, classified salary schedule will be revised to reflect an increase of 5% effective July 1st, 2025. Off-schedule compensation, the district will pay each classified unit member currently employed and in paid status at the time of the contract is ratified and approved by both parties a one-time off-schedule sum equivalent to 4% of their base salary in the 24-25 school year. This payment will be extended to classified unit members who retired during the 23-24 or 24-25 school years. For purposes of this provision, base salary excludes all forms of additional compensation, including but not limited to overtime, stipends, differentials, and additional hours. Instructional assistants. All currently employed instructional assistants will be moved to Step 13, effective July 1, 2025. Medical, dental, and optical benefits. Beginning with the 25-26 plan year, the district will contribute to an individual HSA account for any eligible unit member enrolled in the HSA 5000 health plan. All ACA and HSA rules and limits will apply. Contingent adjustment based on property tax allocation for certificated and classified. For the 24-25 property tax allocation, unit members will receive a one-time off-schedule payment based on the Santa Barbara County Office of Education's final P3 property tax allocation for the 24-25 fiscal year as follows. If the final property tax allocation reaches $31.750 million, a 0.5 off-schedule payment, or if it reaches $32 million or more, a 1% off-schedule payment. Any off-schedule payment is based on property tax allocation under this provision, shall be paid by October 1, 2025. This provision applies one time only and shall not be included in future agreements. 25-26 property tax allocation. The salary schedule increase will be adjusted based on the Santa Barbara County Office of Education's final P3 property tax allocation for the 25-26 fiscal year as follows. If the final property tax allocation reaches $33.25 million, 0.5 shall be applied to the existing salary schedule, or if it reaches 33.5 million, 1% shall be added to the existing salary schedule, or if it reaches 33.75 million, 1.5% shall be added to the existing salary schedule, or if it reaches 34 million or more, 2% shall be added to the existing salary schedule. Any increase based on property tax allocation under this provision shall take effect October 1, 2026, and shall be applied to the existing salary schedule as an ongoing adjustment. This provision applies one time only and shall not be included in future agreements. Article 13 leave provisions, certificated, and hang on. And just to clarify, it's same for both. So this is the same for certificated and classified. New 13.5, registering employee absence and leave. Unit members will register their contractual absences, leave notifications, and or leave requests using the district's designated absence reporting process. 13.15.1 at the I should say these annotations are different between the two CBAs, but I'm going to read it once because it's the same for both. At the outset of each instructional year and upon hiring, the district will provide unit members a district-wide notification clarifying the most current reporting process. The notification will clarify how unit members will use the absence reporting system to register leave and leave requests to district administration. Unit members will be notified of any changes to the district absence reporting process prior to said changes being enforced. This fact-finding agreement resolves all outstanding negotiable issues between cause, certificated and classified, and the district for the 23-24 school year. Furthermore, this agreement shall act to close any negotiations for the 24-25 and 25-26 school years. No further negotiations shall be required for these years unless agreed upon. So the next steps in this process is that the union will meet with its members and ratify the agreement, and then it will come to the board to approve, and then we will be able to pay our staff and employees based on what is in the contract details. So I'm sure emails will go out from union leadership to its members to notify them of the dates and times and locations of the meeting, and I also just want to mention, over the last couple years, we've heard lots of misinformation about how the district measures up to others. This right here is the fact-finding binder created by School Services of California from 3 different state reports, the J90, CBEDS, and the SACS report, comparing 13 unified school districts across the Tri-Counties to Carpinteria Unified. This truly compares apples to apples. It's available on our website. It is publicly available. It's been published there with all the information for anybody to view. It's a comprehensive picture of how the district measures up to other similar districts. And there's a lot of really great info in there. It's a lot. There's like 150 pages with lots of supporting documents, but lots of great tables, including reserve averages, both statewide and across the Tri-Counties and other unified districts, especially for basic aid. Our IA to student ratios are the highest across the other comparable school sites. And it talks about employee benefits and other things. So it just gives a very it's a very comprehensive picture, like I said, but also it's from state reports, not anything that was made up by anybody. So it's just, yeah, and it's available. And that's that. Okay, we are now going to move on to C3, public comment for items not on this agenda. If you would like to make a public comment for items that are not contained within tonight's agenda, please step up to the podium now. Go ahead and line up, just one right after the other. You don't need to sign a speaker card, and please just keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the next item if I don't see you coming up, okay? We will begin. Thank you.
Ok, primero voy a hablar en español. Ayer reconocí aquí mismo en la ciudad, Girls Inc., por el gran desempeño de sus estudiantes, las mujeres. Hoy quiero hacer un gran reconocimiento a los maestros, maestras de todos los tiempos, a todos los directores, los de hace 20, 30, 40 años, a los actuales, a los miembros del consejo escolar, a ustedes y a todos los de hace 20, 30 años, porque han hecho un buen trabajo. Antes y ahora tenemos en Estados Unidos grandes profesionistas. Y eso es gracias al esfuerzo, a la dedicación de cada uno de los maestros en su tiempo y actualmente. Todo eso indica que se está haciendo un buen trabajo con los estudiantes. Veo aquí niños, sí, desde el kinder, primaria, secundaria y preparatoria se están formando. Y eso para los padres es una gran satisfacción. Por eso quiero agradecer a todos, su gran liderazgo. Y antes no había tecnología, no había internet, no había nada, pero eso no frenó la educación. Todos, a mí me tocó. En los 70s no había nada y eso no me impidió seguir adelante. Mis hijas, 3 hijas, estudiaron aquí en el distrito escolar y aprendieron inglés jugando con los niños vecinos ahí a un lado, en la escuela, juntando ahí a la hora de la comida, todos ahí juntos y las 3 se desarrollaron. Gracias a cada uno de ustedes y son profesionistas y eso es lo que quiero yo aquí alentar a todas las familias. Dedíquenle tiempo a sus hijos, a sus hijas y verán el gran resultado siendo grande, portándose bien con la familia y teniendo gran éxito, siendo grandes profesionistas. Now I'll speak in English. Yesterday at
Please reset his time. Thank you.
yesterday at our city council meeting, I thank Girls Inc. Because of the great achievement that has done and is doing with girls, and I can only talk about girls because I had 3 girls, no boys, and so that meant that for 25 years I went to Girls Inc. every day, and for same number of years I went to the school sites every morning. But that was a great effort by everyone, and I would like to thank the teachers of the past, current teachers, for their great effort, their great it's determination to keep going, and regardless of language. Back then, there was no dual language immersion program, nothing. And today, they have it, and they should take advantage of it. It's only through effort that students can succeed. And they have succeeded in the past, and they have succeeded currently. We have attorneys, we have teachers, we have psychologists, sociologists everywhere in the States. And that whenever I hear, to me, one of my greatest satisfactions as a board member was graduation day. That handshake meant to me everything. 12 years of effort, 12 years of dedication, and that strong handshake for me I'll never forget that. I'll take that to my grave gladly. And once again, I thank the teachers. I thank you. And I thank the students. I thank families, moms, dads, for the great effort. And I'm glad that they're here today. And once again, thank you all.
Thank you. Next.
Good evening. My name is Rachel Kent, mother of Caspian, a first grader, and Rillian and TK, and I'm speaking to you as a family school parent. CFS families want to remind the board how important it is to maintain family school. We understand the budget challenges that you're facing, but we urge you to avoid drastic, short-sighted decisions that could permanently impact this unique and valuable program. We know that one proposal is to move the gate teacher to a 3-4 class at Canalino. Instead, we ask that the board would consider a no-cost alternative, having that teacher lead a 2-3 class at the family school while distributing fourth graders across Canalino and CFS. This would help sustain enrollment and strengthen future pathways into family school. We've heard concerns about low demand, but many families simply don't know about the program or how to register. Keeping the 2-3 class will help rebuild interest and allow time to create a stronger pipeline. Thank you for your time and considering solutions that preserve this important community resource. And we also wanted to invite you all to the Moana production that our students have been working really hard on this Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 12. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next.
Hopefully I don't start coughing. Hi, I'm Lori Lee Collins. I teach at Carpinteria Family School, 4th and 5th grade. Hi, kidlets. Nice to see you guys. Excited to be here. Awesome blossoms. I just want to thank the board and cause and everybody who's been a part of negotiations the last couple of years. Collectively, through your time, energy, efforts, and dedication, you brought a sigh of relief to the community. We all just really wanted that stability, and just, I understand the energy before being a teacher 22 years ago. I worked for United Parcel Service. I was in management. I was on the other side. And so I get it. I get that there's compromises, and I get that there's a lot of time, energy, and effort, and dialogue, and paperwork, and et cetera. So I just really appreciate everyone's effort. So thank you so much. It's really what I want to say. But then I'm going to do a Moana plug and a family school plug. Okay. Family school. I helped start it 22 years ago. I love it. I adore it. Our dear Jan Silk is retiring this year from our 2nd and 3rd grade class. She is the muse of family school. She's the reason why we have these giant musicals. I'm always like, I'm not doing it again. You should have seen how many times I was ready to quit the musical in the last couple of weeks. It's just pretty much every day. And it's such a wonderful, unique experience. And so we do want to invite the whole entire community to come see Moana this Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. If you go on Parent Square, there's a poster with a QR code, or just show up and get a ticket. And Jan is retiring. It's on June 8th. There will be a little ceremony down at the State Park and the amphitheater. If you are a former family school parent, family, kidlet, if you did a musical, show up. And if you want to say something about Jan, please consider coming down to celebrate her, because I don't know how I'm going to do it without her. I just truly don't. So I keep telling her, why are you leaving me? Don't go. Anyhow, but she's ready to go to the next wonderfulness in her life with her husband and her family. So I'm super excited for her. I think that's all I wanted to say, but just really, in Moana, Maui always says, thank you, you're welcome. So you better show up so you can hear that song. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. And I actually already have it in my notes for board announcements to talk about that. So we get to sandwich it right there.
Awesome.
And I already have my tickets for Friday night. So
Awesome, Blossom. Thank you. Yay.
Alrighty, thank you. An impasse settlement was reached last Friday, May 9th. The bargaining partners, CUSD, and employees represented by elected union leadership are still working out a few remaining details which, once resolved, could save the district hundreds of thousands of dollars in healthcare costs. Although this agreement does not resolve the significant labor disputes in CUSD, it does resolve collective bargaining for the 23-24, 24-25, and 25-26 school years. Thus far, we've avoided the disruption of a general strike and are in the process of encouraging employees to ratify the agreement. That said, it should not have taken so long to reach this agreement, and it doesn't even come close to bringing district employees the economic stability or salary increase they've earned. Unfortunately, the district squandered that money, millions of dollars in legal fees equivalent to a 17% salary increase, during the 2 years it took to negotiate this contract. But the agreement brings slight relief to employees whose salaries do little to keep up with the regional cost of living increases and still fall far behind most surrounding districts. There is much more work to do before CUSD can claim it prioritizes employees' economic stability, but we're going to help with that. Of significance, we should talk about what didn't get accomplished also. The district was unwilling to reach an agreement on any of the 50 possible safety improvements proposed by employees. Although we could have, we didn't include language that could have resolved 4 outstanding arbitrations. We have not resolved the inability of CUSD to retain employees or motivate a workforce yet, with collaboration and shared decision-making. We've not resolved either district officials' seeming apathy for the genuine well-being of district employees or their significant lack of understanding on matters of teaching and learning. We have not resolved our board members' inability to listen often, let alone actually hear and transparently discuss the experience shared by those who directly work with students and families. And if you believe that these board meetings are an example that you listen and hear, we believe the record of your performance makes our point for us. To be clear, union leadership is not being uncharitable with these comments. Rather, we're clarifying why our comments pertaining to the impasse settlement will include appreciation. We are grateful, but not applause for your leadership. These comments are not designed to appease delicate egos. They're offered to accurately clarify the process and agreement reached on Friday. After 2 years and much delay and obstruction, the parties did reach an agreement that resolves the impasse process. We're grateful for that fact. We're grateful for any role that you played. It's the best employees and union leadership could do with the bargaining partner we have. The agreement is a step forward, and we encourage employees to support it. Thank you.
Okay. We are going to move on now to approval of the minutes. Public comment. We will first take public comment on approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of April 22nd, 2025. If you'd like to comment, please step up to the podium at this time. One right after the other, please.
All righty, thank you. So let the minutes show at minute 1140 that union leadership thanked Ms. Pursoon and Mr. Anderson for their efforts to institute the very changes at Carpinteria Middle School that employees and their union representatives had been requesting for the last 6 years, far too often requesting at great cost to their personal and professional stability. Let the minutes show that both Superintendent Rigby and school board members failed to publicly acknowledge the critical role that employees and union leaders played last year when court rulings favoring employees exposed several low-performing administrators who chose to quietly resign from the district. These resignations made way for a complete makeover at Carpinteria Middle School. Let the minutes show that for the 5 years preceding the current, Ms. Rigby and the school board permitted the academic and behavioral culture of CMS to erode to historic lows under your leadership and under your leadership, Ms. Diamond. Let the minutes show that while student behavior plunged to new depths, district officials were busy encouraging impressionable and at-risk students to view themselves as both traumatized and victimized, going so far as to reward students willing to testify to those very perceptions of victimization that district leadership was encouraging. Let the minutes show that as soon as the student testimonies were no longer needed, the middle school lay in academic and behavioral ruin. Ms. Pursoon was sent to clean up the mess and was alas permitted to use the very techniques that teachers and support staff had been encouraging for years, implementing cell phone bans, enforcing the dress code, disciplining students for violence, possession of weapons, foul, disrespectful, crude, and obscene language. All administrative responses that should have been going on in the years prior, but weren't. Interestingly, this year, instead of demonizing and disciplining the teachers and support staff who strongly advocated for a return to the high standards CMS had once known, district officials finally began to applaud, defend, and provide resources in a way they hadn't for years. Let the minutes show that the myth-making around Principal Pursoon and the board's commitment to the middle school is truly the stuff of fairy tales. The myth-making is designed to distract from highly unethical behaviors of our superintendent and select board members, who exploited students' vulnerabilities to bolster erroneous allegations that CUSD pursued in court, allegations that were later rejected and found unlawful. Let the minutes show that union leadership doesn't fault parents for recognizing that there has been improvement at CMS. There has been, and we're pleased to recognize it. But the minutes should also show that Principal Pursoon's family, friends, and loyal cohort of parents shared a terribly simplistic version of events at the last board meeting, a version of the middle school's recovery that utterly failed to
Your
acknowledge
time is
those
up.
responsible.
Thank you.
Teachers,
Your
support
time
staff,
is up.
and
Please
union
stop
leadership.
talking
Thank you.
immediately. Okay. May I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approval of the agenda and consent agenda. We will now take public comment. If you'd like to comment on the agenda or consent agenda for today, please step up to the podium now.
Alrighty, the consent agenda. Given that the recent second interim budget just confirmed that CUSD's reserves are anticipated to skyrocket even with the recent impasse settlement agreement, employees encourage district officials to approve the investments under this consent agenda. Field trip request for Beach Day 2025, conference request for CHS teachers, Mr. Morales, to attend the Avid Summer Institute, the agreement between Carpinteria Unified School District and the University of California for Compass, as long as it truly is at no cost. The 2025 list of 8th graders for promotion at the middle school, and the 2025 list of senior class candidates for graduation, ARIES, ASP subscription renewal, the California Distinguished School Awards banquet, and of course, regular payroll. These expenditures directly targeted at our students' academic and social experiences are exactly where our robust basic aid revenues should be directed. These are much more effective ways of investing in our students than the millions of dollars in legal fees paid to our superintendent's favorite firm, which have been misappropriated in the past 2 years. Employees are here to remind district officials to avoid such political distractions in the future and focus on the priority and mission of the district. Employees remind you that resources invested in academic and extracurricular programs for students, including economic stability of those who work directly with them, teachers and support staff, are exactly where we should be focusing district revenues, meaning our community's tax dollars. It is time to live up to that mission and put aside the unlawful attacks against those who share the voices of employees, which serve as attacks against the employees themselves. Let's keep the kids, students, and the families in focus. Thank you.
Okay. May I get a motion to approve the agenda and consent agenda?
I move to approve the agenda and the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. Roll call. Eric?
Aye.
Aaron?
Aye.
Sally?
Aye.
And I am aye. Okay, we are going to move on now to public interest reports and presentations. If you would like to make public comment on any of the items under the heading of public interest reports and presentations, meaning E1 through 3, please step up to the podium at this time.
Alrighty, we appreciate the patience of all the kids and families, by the way. Thank you. In her report, Ms. Rigby provided appreciation. She reports to appreciate teachers. She reports to appreciate principals. She reports to appreciate the district nurse and food service workers. And Ms. Rigby even reports to appreciate CUSD's classified support staff. Ms. Rigby never misses an opportunity to thank these employees in public. But behind closed doors and in the workplace, employees consistently report to their union leadership that she condescends and bullies and dismisses their inquiries, concerns, and suggestions. Unfortunately, the majority of district employees believe Ms. Rigby's appreciation is something else: politically motivated sentiment, feckless in nature, sent more for the sake of optics than any meaningful sense of gratitude or acknowledgement of the critical services and relationships these employees provide and build with students and their families. The community might be amused to learn that just this last week, when Ms. Rigby forwarded a copy of her appreciation via district email, several employees tried to respond district-wide. They wanted to share their encouragement that she, through her performance, demonstrate the sentiments contained in her words that rang more than a bit hollow across the district. Of course, employees were not entirely surprised to learn that their email responses had been blocked. You see, in CUSD, even with all Ms. Rigby's platitudes of appreciation, communication only goes in one direction, and that's top-down. Although the superintendent reports to appreciate your service, don't expect it to influence the decision-making process, and definitely don't even try to discuss it openly with your peers. That's not encouraged, and it will be blocked. As for our soon-to-be graduating student board representative, Angel Pineda, pal, you remain an inspiration to both your peers and the adults who've had the pleasure of working with you, including myself, both professionally and personally. With that in mind, union leadership wanted to be sure that you knew that as per Ed Code, you are entitled to a variety of benefits that come with your sacrifice and participation in this unique role of CUSD student representative. As Ed Code states, the governing board of a school district may award a pupil member either or both of the following: elective course credit based on the number of equivalent daily instructional minutes for the pupil member's services provided, and monthly financial compensation as determined by the governing board. Perhaps it's time to talk about this with Angel and see how we can pay him back for the sacrifice that he's offered. Thank you. Thank you.
Rogelio Delgado, Carpinteria resident for many years. Yes, Superintendent Rigby, yes, I appreciate how you have supported students and teachers. But when I was, I was there with you for years, 2016, 2020. And basically, the slogan of my campaign was transparency. After 4 years, I left my board seat still looking for that transparency. And as of today, May 13, 2025, still looking for transparency. Meaning that you have to accept compliments. You have to accept criticism as well. That's what makes a good leader, accepting everything. And once you get past that transparency, show it, you will be, talking about the 6 of you out there, you will be a lot more credible. And our student rep, Angel Pineda, also, he deserves.
Which agenda item, what are you speaking to
It's about-
specifically?
I can speak about the superintendent report, correct?
Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out
Yes.
what within the report you were responding to,
Yes.
that's all. So add 30 seconds, because I
Yes,
just
and
took
also
20,
included
maybe,
is,
I think that was maybe 20 seconds.
and also included is the student representative, correct? That's what you said,
Okay,
right?
I
So
just was trying to tie it together, that's all.
yes, yeah. I mean, that's why there's 3 items that we can talk 1 minute each. So, Angel Pineda, thank you so much for your service. And it's been a year, and you have represented the students greatly. And my daughter Ana Delgado was also the student representative, and I appreciate you representing every student. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. We are going to go ahead. First of all, there was a comment made about blocking emails, and I just want to clarify with information from the head of our IT department. Superintendent Rigby is not blocking anybody's emails. There had been abusive and condescending and false posts to the Google group that this email was sent out to prior to 2021. And so the permissions back in January of 2021 were set so that there was no reply all to that email group in particular. And it's been that way since January of 2021. So there was no blocking of responses to the email that Superintendent Rigby sent out. And I just need that clarified for those that maybe didn't understand that. School sites, they're able to email to each other, but as far as replying all to that email group, it's been blocked since 2021. So thank you. We are going to start with our student report with Angel. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. For those of you who do not know me in this room, my name is Angel Pineda. I am a Carpinteria High School senior, graduating in a couple weeks, and it's my job to give a report on anything that happens on with a school campus, activities, and A/B plans. So it's going to be a little lengthy one, but May continues to be a busy month at Carpinteria High School. AP testing commenced last week and will continue throughout this week. It is noteworthy that we are observing a slight decrease in the number of students taking AP exams this year, which we attribute to increasing popularity in the dual enrollment program in partnership with the Santa Barbara Community College. Looking ahead, our 11th grade students will be participating in the CAS test in English Language Arts, Mathematics, and Science next week. We're also pleased to report that yesterday's academic awards ceremony was an incredible success. We had over 700 students 700 attendees in the gymnasium, and we celebrated students who maintain an academic GPA of 3.5 or higher, recognizing the achievements of our 9th, 10th, and 11th grade students by individual academic departments. We look forward to honoring the Senior Academic Awards on May 29th, Thursday. This coming Saturday, May 17th, the Junior Senior Prom will be held at Mar Monte Hotel from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., and after prom will be hosted by Parents for CHS at Bolero from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. In the athletic department, Warrior Athletics boys volleyball made a valiant effort in the quarterfinal match at Desert Christian of Lancaster, where their wonderful season came to an end. Boys tennis netted a pair of 11-7 wins to advance to Monday's quarterfinal match at home, where the Warriors knocked off number 1 seed Jurupa Valley in round 1 and then dispatched Marantha in round 2 in Pasadena in a 95-degree heat. So this wasn't normal for them. Yesterday's match was at CHS at 4 p.m. versus YULA, where CHS boys team came up the winner and will advance to the semifinals, which will be held tomorrow at Bolsa Grande in Garden Grove, California. Representing the swim team at CIF Division II prelims at Mount St. Antonio College, Jake Ehlers and Lucia Smith made an outstanding effort against some of the fastest swimmers in Southern California. Rounding out the week of successful efforts, softball played their very best game in the final game of the 2025 campaign. The Warriors fell just short of a dramatic W under rainy skies in a matchup with the Nordhoff Rangers. Congratulations to the competitors representing the Warriors at the meet this past weekend, but especially to Nathan Carrillo and Melanie Avalos as they advanced to CIF finals to be held this Saturday at Moore Park High School. Avalos was a double qualifier as he earned third place in a discus with a throw of 127 feet and sixth place in shot put with a throw of 34 feet and 4 inches. Carrillo reached a new height in pole vault as he cleared 10 feet and sits poised to raise the bar at this next meet on Saturday. Lastly, a bit of information on the class of 2025. Firstly, 55% of the senior class has applied to a 4-year university. And lastly, 57% of the senior class plans to attend Santa Barbara Community College in the fall. which is an amazing effort made by all of these students. Congratulations.
Thank you, Angel. Does anybody have any comments for Angel?
I'd just like to congratulate Angel on your Academic Achievement Award. Great job. Good work. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you for a great report, and congratulations. I got to see you, and I mean, it was amazing how many names were called last night from across all the grades, but it was great to see the seniors called out, and so yeah, it was very impressive last night. All of the names called for the academic honors, and then really how all the different departments worked to be able to pull and highlight the students in across the different departments, CTE classes, multiple departments kind of coming together and creating awards. It was really great to show for these students to feel recognized and to be recognized and to have so many people there to support them last night. So, and the track meet last weekend, I came by at the end of the day, right before, let's see here, I think they were doing the 2 mile and then the relays, and to see how many people, I mean, I don't know if anybody noticed all of the giant tour buses and cars parked all down Linden and the Catalina lot and spilling on over to the neighboring streets, but it was amazing. I heard from boosters that they sold out of just about everything, all food items by 2 o'clock, and then drinks and ice by, I think it was like maybe 3:30 or 4, and it was crazy how many people showed up, and it was really great to see all of those people and families showing up to support their kids and to support our kids, and it was great. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Angel.
We're going to move on to our superintendent report now.
Great, thanks. So I'll begin with appreciation. And my first appreciation is for the National Teacher Appreciation Week, which was last week. It is a week-long celebration in recognition of teachers and their contributions they make to education and society. It's always held the first full week of May of every year, and it provides an opportunity for the school community to show their appreciation for all the hard work done by teachers. At each school site, our teachers were honored and celebrated for their impact on students and their families. We also had National Principals Day, which is celebrated on May 1st each year, and this day acknowledges the valuable work performed by our principals and assistant principals. It recognizes the contributions made by frontline leaders who interact daily with students, staff, parents, and community members. Thank you to CUSD principals and assistant principals, Gerardo Corneo and Kirsten Newman, Jeremiah Sabenis at the high school, Jamie Pursoon and James Anderson at the middle school, Luis Quintero, Catalino Family School, Brett Weiberg at Aliso, and Shannon Colson, who's our teacher in charge at Summerlin. We also have National School Nurse Day. It was established to foster a better understanding for the role of school nurses in the educational setting. School Nurse Day was celebrated on Friday, May 2nd, and we recognize CUSD school nurse Sayard Cooney for her excellent health care that she provides to our students and families. We also have School Lunch Hero Day, and that is held annually on the first Friday in May to honor each person responsible for providing breakfasts and lunches to millions of children across America. Each staff member responsible for making sure nutritious food is offered to students is certainly a hero, and this day was specially designed to show appreciation for their valuable and important contributions to students' well-being. We appreciate Chef Michelle Hernandez and her food services team. And then lastly, we celebrate Classified School Employee Week. That's May 18th to the 24th is the California School Employee Week, and we salute the important contributions of all of our CUSD classified school employees. We appreciate all their hard work and dedication to our students. My next item is related to some congratulations to our high school. The Accrediting Committee for Schools, Western Association of Schools and Colleges, granted a 6-year accreditation status through June 30th, 2031 to CHS. This significant achievement includes a mid-cycle visit scheduled for the 27-28 academic year. And this accomplishment is a testament to the dedication and hard work of Principal Corneo, Assistant Principals Newman and Sabenis, teachers, staff, students, and supportive parents. This 6-year accreditation affirms our commitment to providing a high-quality educational experience for all of our students. And we also have some more congratulations. Kiera Foster at Family School earned first place, and Safina Guerrero at Canalino earned third place in the Santa Barbara County's Battle of the Books on April 24th. Canalino and Family School students that were also included, Layla Lawrence, Henry Green, and Evie Mayer, and they were chaperoned by Canalino parents Jessica Mayer and Julia Mayer. These students were placed on teams from different schools across the county. Each group invents a team name and are quizzed on 26 different titles during 3 rounds, ending with a final battle royale. Our students prepared all school year by reading and rereading these 26 books on a designated list before the battles to test their knowledge through trivia questions about plot, character, and themes. We also have our state testing. So annually, CUSD administers the Smarter Balanced summative assessments to students in grades 3 through 8 and 11 for English Language Arts and Mathematics during May and June. The California Science Test is required for students in grades 5, 8, and once in grades 10, 11, or 12. The California Alternate Assessment for Language Arts and Math is for students with the most significant cognitive disabilities who are unable to participate in the Smarter Balanced summative assessments. The primary purpose of the CAST system is to assist teachers, administrators, students, and parents by promoting high-quality teaching and learning through the use of a variety of assessment approaches and item types. Their webpage provides a more detailed overview of the tests. May is National Mental Health Month. CUSD recognized that our students and families have mental health needs, and we provide robust support for students' well-being. At every school site, the principal leads a weekly mental health team meeting with a school psychologist, counselors, and school-based mental health therapists from Family Service Agency to monitor student mental health wellness. But by providing school-based mental health services, therapists help students develop coping strategies, manage stress, improve self-esteem, and increase academic achievement. CUSD also provides a mental health confidential care provider, Care Solace, at www.caresolace.com/carpfamilies. Our CMS Peace Poll. On April 30th, Carpinteria Morning Rotary, AHA Peace Builders, Dr. Pursoon, Mr. Anderson, and CMS students celebrated the first installation in the city of a peace pole on the CMS campus on Carpinteria Avenue. The peace pole is a simple structure, but its message is powerful. May peace prevail on earth. These words are written on peace poles around the globe in many different languages, and they serve as a universal reminder that peace is possible and that it begins with each one of us. We are grateful for the collaboration between Morning Rotary, AHA, and CMS. Our next item is the Instructional Continuity Plan. In compliance with Senate Bill 153 and Education Code 32282A3, California school districts are required to approve the Instructional Continuity Plan by July 1, 2025. This plan will be integrated in the annual school safety plans and outlines how the district will ensure continued student engagement and instruction during emergency school closures. This plan includes protocols for communication, instructional delivery, whether it's in person or remote, equitable access, technology readiness, staff training, and student well-being. It aligns with state guidance and details responsibilities for implementation to maintain educational continuity and meet attendance requirements. And our last item is our promotion and graduation ceremonies for this school year. We begin June 6th at 1 o'clock with a 5th grade promotion at Summerland. And then following that evening at 6 o'clock is our CFS 5th grade promotion. On June 9th at 6 o'clock at the CHS Amphitheater, we'll celebrate the Canalino 5th graders. June 11th will begin at 10 a.m. in the morning at Aliso, celebrating their 5th graders. At 3 o'clock, we will celebrate the 8th grade students promoting from CMS. And then finally, on June 11th at 6 p.m. at the stadium, we'll celebrate our graduating seniors from the high school. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Okay, and now we get to the best stuff.
Yeah.
Aliso Elementary School presentation. Principal Brett Weiberg, Aliso School Principal, will give a presentation on the school's 2025 California Distinguished School Award, as well as updates on the school library and the Astronomy Club.
All right, good evening. I'm honored to be here tonight to share some exciting news on behalf of Aliso Elementary School. This year, the California Department of Education has recognized us as the 2025 California Distinguished School. This recognition celebrates the incredible effort and dedication of our staff, our families, and most importantly, our students. It acknowledges our commitment to academic growth, closing the achievement gaps, and creating a positive school culture where all students can succeed. To celebrate this honor, I'm taking a small team of teachers to the awards banquet at the Disneyland Hotel on May 30th. It's a wonderful opportunity to represent the hard work that happens at Aliso every day. Tonight, I brought a few of our students with me to share what makes our school a special place from their point of view. I also have Caitlin Dameron, our amazing school librarian, here with us. Miss Kate, as the students call her, has transformed our library into a vibrant hub of reading, learning, and creativity. We will be sharing some of the exciting things happening in our library, including how new funding is helping grow our Spanish language collection and supporting our DLI students. We're also joined by Matt McPherson, one of our fantastic teachers, who volunteers his time after school to run the Astronomy Club. Thanks to Mr. McPherson, students get to explore the wonders of space and science in a hands-on, exciting way, and an example of the kind of dedication that makes Aliso such a wonderful place. Tonight, we're excited to highlight some of just the few reasons why Aliso is such a great place. All right, Susan,
Hi. Hi, my name is Susan, and I'm in 4th grade at Aliso. This year, Miss Kate added something really exciting to our school library, book talks. It's a fun way for students to share their love of reading with others. Here's how it works. If you've read a great book, you can fill out a short form and sign up to record a book review with Miss Kate. Then your book talk gets featured on our weekly Lion Pride newscast, so the whole school can hear about the book and probably get inspired to read it too. To kick things off, Miss Kate recorded the very first book talk as a model to show students what it could look like. One of the book talks you will watch today is mine, and I'm excited to be able to share one of my favorite books with you today. Now we'd like to show you a few book talks, starting with Miss Kate's.
All right, so hopefully we can get these videos to work. So this is our very first book talk with Miss Kate.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Kate and today I'm presenting a book called Mel Bell. I really enjoyed this book for so many reasons. The first being that when you read it, you actually read it like this, looking it sideways, instead of reading it in our normal way, like this. This book is about a brave little bird with a big idea. She wants to leave her nest for the first time ever. Some of you have read this book, most of us have read this book, and most of us really love this book. I would recommend it to all ages. It's a sweet book, it's a silly book. You laugh, you get a little nervous, and then you laugh some more. Mel is a wonderful little character. She's full of, she has a great big idea, she accomplishes her goal, and I don't want to give away too much of the fun stuff because I want you to read it by yourself. Thank you for listening to my book talk. I hope you enjoyed it.
So we'll watch a few more of the student book talks. I had a really hard time picking who to choose.
in any order?
If they just go in order that they're in.
It's in order they
That's
get
fine.
saved.
Hi, my name's Inez. I want to present The Witches by Roald Dahl. This book is about a boy and his grandmother who secretly save a lot of people. The witches in this book are not your ordinary witches. I like this book because there is sweetness, kindness, scariness, and twists and turns. I recommend this book to second graders and up. Hola, mi nombre es Inés. Estoy presentando el libro llamado Las Brujas. A mí me gustó ese libro porque hay hay personas amables y hay cosas muy tristes, y a mí también me gustó este libro porque el niño y su abuela se salvaron muchas personas en secreto, y las brujas en este libro no son brujas ordinarios. Yo creo que las personas que van a gustar ese libro son niños de segundo grado y más arriba. Good morning, Elisa Lyons. My name is Evelyn. The book I'm presenting is Do Not Bring Your Dragon to the Library. This book is about a boy who goes to a library, and he brings his dragon, and the dragon scares people by being big. And the reason why I love this book is because it is funny, it rhymes, and it tells you what to do and what not to do at a library. I recommend this book to second grade and up.
My name is Natalia. I'm in 5th grade, and the book I'm going to talk about today is Manu. The book author is Kaylee Fernandez. This book is about a girl that has terrible magic and about her learning how to use it. I like this book because it is exciting and has a lot of action. I recommend this book for 3rd and 4th graders who like graphic novels.
Oh, yes, Susan.
Hi, everyone.
Sorry, this one?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, my eyes don't reach that far.
Hi, my name is Susan, and today I'm going to present a book called Zia. It's about a young 14-year-old girl trying to rescue her aunt from the island of the blue dolphins. She tries and she fails. In this book we can see she never gives up. I like this book because it shows adventure. And even though, in the book it says, even though you try and you fail, you show perseverance. I recommend this book to grades 4th and up. I hope you like the book.
Hi, my name is Natalia, and I'm in 5th grade in Mr. Macias's class. I really enjoy making a book talk with Miss Kate this year. One of the book talks you just watched was mine. I wanted to do it because I love reading, and it was fun to share a book I enjoy with other students so they might want to read it too. I also participated in something called Battle of the Books. It's fun reading challenge where students read a bunch of great books and then work in teams to answer questions about them. I've already read more than 10 of the books, and I'm really looking forward to the big competition happening next Wednesday, May 21st after school. I can't wait to work with my teammates and show how much we know about the books we've read. And one more thing, I was also part of the astronomy club this year, which you'll hear more about later in the presentation. It's been fun discovering more about what's out there in space, like stars, planets, galaxies beyond Earth.
Hi, my name is Sammy, and I'm in 5th grade. I've been a part of Battle of the Books for the last 2 years, and I'm really excited for this year's competition coming up next week. One of the things I most enjoy is getting to read new books I might not pick on my own. It's helped me become an even stronger reader and introduced me to some great stories. I also filled out a form to do a book talk with Miss Kate, and I'm looking forward to recording mine soon. I think it'll be fun to share a book I really liked and maybe help other students discover something new to read. Another great thing we've had at Elisa this year is the book fair. We've had 2 book fairs, and they've been a big hit with students. It's a fun way for us to get new books and also raise money to support our school library. The money we earn helps us buy even more books for students to check out, which is pretty awesome.
Hi, my name is Sophia and I'm in 5th grade. I've been a part of so many things at Elisa over the years. I'm really going to miss it next year when I go to 5th grade. When I go to middle school. One of my favorite things has been serving on student council. I've enjoyed helping plan events and being a voice for students. I also got to help with the book fair, which was a great way to get new books into students' hands and raise money to support our school library. I've also been a part of Battle of the Books for the past 2 years. It's been so much fun reading books and working with my teammates to answer questions. Last year, our team even won 1st place, which was so exciting. I also made a book talk with Miss Kate because I wanted to help other students get excited about reading the books I love. I think it's really fun to share great stories with others. Another awesome thing I got to do was join the astronomy club, which we'll talk more about in the next part of our presentation. I love learning about space, planets, and stars, and especially launching rockets. Before we move on, I want to say a big thank you to the Carpinteria Education Foundation for their generous donation to our library. Because of their support, we've been able to buy more books and grow our Spanish language collection to support our Spanish-speaking students and those in the dual language immersion program. Thank you for helping make our school even better.
All right, next I'm going to have Miss Kate come up and talk a little bit about the books that we've been able to purchase.
Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Kate, or Caitlin Dameron. First, I just wanted to say I'm so proud of these kids back here because they are so brave to be here, and they are so brave to do those book talks that get aired in front of the whole school. I was nervous to do mine, so big props for them. And I definitely want to thank CEF for that money that we were given. Our DLI library is starting to explode. I'm going to have to find a new place for it in our library. I am an avid reader, and I'm a huge believer in the power of a good story. So to have every student on campus, whether they're speaking Spanish, English, or bilingual, have just any story at their fingertips is so important to me. And so far, it's been really appreciated by students and teachers alike. So I really thank you for that.
Thank you.
Up next, we want to talk a little about the Elisa Astronomy Club.
Astronomy Club has been so much fun this year. The theme of the club was the life cycle of stars. We learned all about the Big Bang and how the universe started. We learned about nuclear fusion, how hydrogen atoms collapse into each other, forming helium and igniting stars. We found out how the solar system formed and why the inner planets are rocky while the outer planets are gas giants. We talked about black holes when gravity becomes so strong that not even light can escape. We also learned that the biggest known star in the universe is UY Scutum, which is 5 billion times bigger than the sun. We learned about how the moon formed and how and why lunar and solar eclipses happen. We also learned about the history of astronomy, talked about Newton's laws, and talked about current events like the discovery of life on K218b. We even got to watch astronauts launch to space station live and launched our own rockets on the playground.
Another fun part of Astronomy Club were the activities that we got to do. Just before winter break, the astronomical unit of Santa Barbara came to the cafeteria and gave a cool presentation on asteroids, comets, and other bodies in the solar system. Then, when our club meetings started in the spring, each week gave us a new fun activity. We built galaxy slime to learn about the expansion of the universe. We used Play-Doh to model how the solar system formed and how rocky bodies clumped together to form planets. We learned about the requirements for life and missions that are currently searching for signs of life. We even made our own aliens out of delicious materials. We made star charts, constellation maps, learned all about orbital mechanics, and so much more. Probably the best feature of Astronomy Club was our Ask Astro table. During the week, students and staff were able to write questions to Astro in this box. And each Monday on the newscast, astronomers from our club helped Astro answer the questions for the whole school to hear. Students from all grade levels had their questions answered. It was really fun, and I can't wait for next year's Astronomy Club. We want to thank everyone for letting us share just some of the exciting things that are happening at Aliso.
So, and then up on the picture's a little screenshot from the newscast when they were presenting, and it has actually come to be my favorite part of the newscast too, because I've learned a lot. So, thank you so much for letting us be here tonight.
That is so awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, kids, for being so patient and waiting. Thank you.
I love your book talks. Miss Kate, I love your book talk. Thank you so much. Kids, students, scholars, if you will, really impressed with your book talks. So there are a lot of fabulous books that have come out for your age group long after I was your age. And so I love seeing other new books that kiddos your age are interested in or would recommend to others. And so, like, for instance, Zia, I did not know, I don't know if it's a newer book or not, but growing up not in this area, I knew of Island of the Blue Dolphins, but I didn't know about Zia, which is off of that. And so that's really cool and exciting, and that's something that I would want to read even. So thank you, Susan, for sharing that. And I love hearing about the Astronomy Club. That's so exciting. And how many kids, how many students, how many astronomers, I should say, are in your club? 30. Wow, 30. And what grades is that open to? Third through fifth. Third, fourth, and fifth.
We had to kind of limit it down because everyone wanted to go.
Wow, I bet, because that sounds super fun. That's really awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming tonight. Does anybody else have any
Say again,
comments?
thank you all for being so patient while we had our previous discussions at our meeting. So
And
thank you.
also, I'd be remiss, it's already been said, but congratulations to Aliso as being a distinguished school. We're so proud of you guys. Congratulations. Okay. Okay, we are going to move on now to F, board policies. If you would like to make public comment on F1 or F2, please step up to the podium at this time.
Yes, thank you. Rogelio Delgado, Carpinteria resident. Okay. Number 2, Board Policy 3312 says that the superintendent or designee can decide when a bidder it doesn't agree with your decision. Who's that designee? I don't know. It's just the superintendent or this or.
Yes, typically it would be the assistant superintendent.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Yes,
Or,
in charge of business. Jason.
oh, okay. All right. On the same policy, it says that there's basically more than one bid. How can the community make sure that the bid that the board approves, it's the more convenient? Because when I was there with you for years, sometimes I would ask the same questions, and it's not until that I made that question that the board would say yes. There was 2 or 3 bids, but the agenda would show just one. So how can I know that it was really one bid, the lowest bid, or the more convenient bid? If there's 2 or 3, how can I find out whether that's the better one? Let's say that, because at that time, money-wise, because sometimes what the board would select was the most expensive one. I was there before you, so.
So maybe I can help out.
Yes.
So typically, when we present 3 bids, we indicate who the bidder is and what the amount was. But if you want any more information, we're happy to just request the backup information, and we're happy to share that information with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a public request for records.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank
sure.
you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
We actually have an example in tonight's agenda, later on approving the kit. It's the one that it was approved, and then the other 2 bids there that they were not approved and they were more expensive. And it's just the one.
Thank you. Okay. We have F1, Board Policy and Administrative Regulation 3311 bids, first reading. The board is asked to approve the first reading of BP and AR 3311 bids. The governing board is committed to promoting public accountability and ensuring prudent use of public funds. When leasing, purchasing, or contracting for equipment, materials, supplies, or services for the district, including when contracting for public projects involving district facilities, the board shall explore lawful opportunities to obtain the greatest possible value for its expenditure of public funds. When required by law, or if the board determines that it is in the best interest of the district, such contracts shall be made using competitive bidding. Any questions from the board? Okay. May I get a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve Board Policy and Administrative Regulation 3311 bids.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, F2, Board Policy 3312 Contracts, first reading. The board is asked to approve the first reading of BP 3312 contracts. The governing board recognizes its responsibility to enter into contracts on behalf of the district for the acquisition of equipment, supplies, services, and other resources necessary for the achievement of district goals. In exercising this authority to enter into a contract, the board shall ensure that the district's interests are protected and that the terms of the contract conform to any applicable legal standards, including but not limited to bidding requirements in Public Contract Code 2111. Any questions from the board? Okay. May I get a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve Board Policy 3312 contracts.
Let's see here. And hang on a second. Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're moving on to educational services. If you would like to make public comment on educational services, we just have one item under this. G1, please step up to the podium at this time. Okay, seeing none. G1, Carpinteria Unified School District's Instructional Continuity Plan. The board is asked to approve the Instructional Continuity Plan, ICP, for Carpinteria Unified School District. This plan outlines how the district will ensure continued student engagement and instruction during emergency school closures in compliance with Senate Bill 153 from 2023 and Education Code 32282A3. Integrated into the school safety plans, the ICP includes protocols for communication, instructional delivery in person or remote, equitable access, technology readiness, staff training, and student well-being. It aligns with state guidelines and details responsibilities for implementation to maintain educational continuity and meet attendance requirements. Any questions from the board? I guess for clarifying and just for the record, so this is basically a law that is now solidifying something that we've had essentially on the back burner, or a response that we have been doing for quite some time, between the debris flow or the fires and the debris flow, and then the pandemic. We've dealt with remote and emergency level school services. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've always kind of, for some time now, we've informally had something similar to this, but it is now being enshrined by law.
We've always responded,
Yeah.
appropriately making the best decisions for students and their families in face of emergency. But now the state is requiring to include particular areas, and it's really in response to the LA fires.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So our fires weren't
5 years earlier.
weren't enough to make this happen, or maybe, but okay. So, well, good job. I'm guessing it didn't take too much effort because we already had these types of policies in place.
We already had the experience of the responses in place, so no.
It was
Basically, we followed, this was a state and county template.
Okay.
And so we had to meet the requirements for each of the content areas that were required.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. May I get a motion to approve?
I move to approve CUSD Instructional Continuity Plan.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
H, Business Operations and Facilities. If you'd like to make public comment on H1 through 3, please step up to the podium at this time.
Thank you. The warrants confirm that Ms. Rigby's friends at F3 Law Firm walk away with another $53,368, making the total for the last 12 months $700,000. What portion of this $53,000 includes the services associated with the district's fact-finding preparations and participation? At the fact-finding hearing last Friday, union leadership sent 2 people, myself and the California Federation of Teachers regional representative. The union sent no lawyers, no senior administrators, no executive corporate specialists, because you don't need such an army of highly paid consultants to tell the truth. The district, on the other hand, did bring such an army. A collection of handsomely paid lawyers, a corporate analyst, and senior administrators. This evening's warrants only cover up to May 8th, yet the hearing was held on May 9th. Does this warrant contain any expenses incurred building the district's fact-finding team of 9? Will this or future warrants contain the cost of 3 very well-paid lawyers from F3 Law? The firm charges approximately $475 an hour per attorney. The fact-finding hearing started at 9 a.m. and ended at 8 p.m. So you do the math, which doesn't even include their considerable preparation time, their lunches, or travel and lodging expenses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. CUSD's team also included the most senior executive analyst from School Services of California, a private consulting firm that claims to have, quote, the strongest legislative team in Sacramento. What must this analyst's presence have cost? Over or under $1,000 an hour? Will we find that expense on this evening's warrants? CUSD's team also included the 3 highest paid administrators in the district: Superintendent Rigby, Assistant Superintendent Caff, and the HR coordinator, Ms. Lopez. Has our board attempted to determine the cost of their participation at the hearing? Will this or future warrants itemize costs associated with contracting out duties that they were too preoccupied to perform while preparing for the fact-finding and hearing and impasse? Lastly, Mr. Schaefer and Ms. Diamond completed the district's team, a fascinating contribution to the brain trust the district assembled. Ms. Diamond, can you please confirm that your and Mr. Schaefer's attendance came at no additional cost to the district?
No cost to the district. I even brought my own lunch.
That is a relief. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
As we look at the items contained on the district's warrant, are any of you asking if the rest of these expenditures are any more or less effective when compared to the district's fact-finding team? The costs associated with the district's team for duties.
Your time is up. Move on.
Thank you.
Rogelio Delgado, Carpinteria resident. I have said it many times that legal expenses are just too much, and I sound distressed because I really am. I would like to see at least a year without any legal expenses. I mean, what other district nearby or far away depend on attorneys so much when the end result is going to be the same? The end result is going to be the same with or without attorneys. Believe me. Because an agreement was supposed to be made, regardless whether you had 10 attorneys or you had none. And also there's another charge for $19,000 for the on legal fees for the sex abuse of the 70s. And I think that whenever there's a charge for that case, that you should explain something to it. Because I have had people ask me about that. believe me, not everyone reads a coastal view. Or it only they only publish that once. No, and that they ask me because I move around about that case, and I shouldn't be doing that. It should be you, because there's a lot of money. You knew it about this since 2022, and you have spent $400,000 on it. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to H1, warrants. The board is asked to approve the warrants for the period of April 18th, 2025 through May 8th, 2025. That's not 225, just strike one of those zeros, in the amount of $686,433.78. Warrants are issued once a week on Thursdays. The report format shows check number, check date, payee, brief account description, payment comment, and check amount. Any questions? No? Okay, may I get a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve the warrants. I'll second.
Okay, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Gifts, grants, and donations, I'm going to read through and then ask for a motion on the whole. 2A, donation from Carpinteria Education Foundation, CEF, to Carpinteria High School, CHS Avid Program. The board is asked to accept this donation from CEF of $5,000 to CHS Avid Program to support teacher Fabian Murayas' participation in the Avid Summer Institute. 2B, donation from Charles Bryant to the Science Club at CHS. We're asked to accept this donation of $150 to the Science Club. 2C, grant from Santa Barbara Bowl Foundation to Carpinteria Unified School District Elementary School Program. We're being asked to accept this donation of $6,474.60 to the CUSD Elementary Music Program band teacher Nicole McKenzie to purchase 30 violins for use in all fourth grade music classes next school year. And 2D, donation from Carpinteria Beautiful to Carpinteria Middle School. We're asked to approve CMS Principal Jamie Pursoon's proposal to accept and a donation from Carpinteria Beautiful of $4,760 to fund enhancements to the 3-block area and courtyard at Carpinteria Middle School. These improvements will create a more inviting space for our students and provide a beautiful setting to showcase their panel art. Any questions from the board on 2A through D? May I get a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve with gratitude.
I'll second that.
Discussion?
I just have one question. What is
Oh,
the,
yep.
the 3-block area? Is that?
So that's in the quad. And then the 3 blocks or panels are in the attachments. It shows the pictures of the wall of the multi-purpose room, multi-purpose center. Yeah. And so it's the 3 panels right there. We'll have 3 panels of art that are being worked on by students. And then the painting of the steps and the other area, just to kind of ungray the area and make it more inviting and engaging, and then also representative, fresh and representative of the students, especially since it'll be showcasing their art. And I believe it's going to be like rotating that art, the panels, year over year, which is really cool because it'll be representative of the students that are actually there at the time.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, really exciting. Any other discussion on these items? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. H3, purchase of kitchen infrastructure and training kit, storage room shelving from Dawn Supplies on the fly for Central Kitchen. The board is asked to approve the purchase and installation by Dawn Supplies on the fly of food storage shelving at the Central Kitchen and Carpinteria High School. As the Food Services Department continues to prioritize healthy scratch cooking, it has become evident that our current shelving units no longer meet the necessary standards for capacity, organization, and food safety. 3 companies submitted their quotes with Dawn Supplies on the fly being the most economical. All quotes are attached. The cost of $11,642.38 from Dawn Supplies on the fly will be paid with restricted kit funding. Questions from the board? Nope. May I get a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, and discussion?
Just hope that some people will look at the attachments and see the quotes.
So, so just highlighting, this is the item that does have the 3 quotes, and showing the most economical was the one selected. But also just really important that to highlight that Chef Michelle Hernandez has been incredibly intentional using this grant funding. If you look at, now that the walk-in is installed, the walk-in refrigeration unit is installed, the space that they have available for storage using this type of shelving where the racks can slide, it allows more racks to be put in place for better storage and better accessibility. So it was just very intentional and deliberate, and it's wonderful what she's doing with the central kitchen. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Measure U, if you would like to make public comment on Measure U, we just have one item, I-1, please step up to the podium at this time. Specifically about I-1.
Thank you. Elected employee leadership would like to inquire whether the cost of this agreement for services performed by Move Green will be paid for out of any money the district receives from the robust revenues associated with the sale of the Baylord properties.
It's being paid with Measure U bond funds as stated. Thank you.
As we mentioned at the April 8th and April 22nd board meeting, elected employee leadership is having a hard time understanding why the district chose not to include any mention of the robust revenues from the sale of the Baylord properties in its budget presentation on April 8th. We remain concerned that decisions to underestimate and or underreport revenues serve to misrepresent the district's reserve balances. Now, we understand that Move Green services and other expenditures like it are promptly reported, even though they are restricted to the Measure U fund. Why then aren't the multi-million-dollar revenues associated with the Measure U funds as promptly and transparently shared? Will actual dollars from the multi-million-dollar sale of the Baylord property be used to fund the Move Green services contained in item I? Or have these dollars not yet been received by CUSD? Ms. Diamond, you had the answers before. Would you like to answer again? How the district funds this $5,700 agreement with Move Green is insightful. It is indicative of CUSD's overall fiscal health. And with that in mind, employee leadership reminds the board and the community that although CUSD was not required to include all the data pertaining to the restricted revenue categories in its April 8th presentation, doing so would have provided a more comprehensive and accurate accounting of the district's financial position, and maybe make it a little easier to figure out where actually is this money associated with the $5,700 agreement with Move Green coming from. Not just what fund, but how is that fund being funded? Thank you.
By the state.
By the bond.
The bond. The bond and state money.
No, no, we're not.
Baylord
It's
property?
not a back and forth. Yeah.
No, it's not. Thank you.
I-1, approval of Move Green estimate for Aliso Elementary classroom relocating move. The board is asked to approve the moving estimate from Move Green for Aliso Elementary. This includes relocating desks and chairs from portables scheduled for demolition into on-site classrooms and storage containers. The estimate also covers the relocation of temporary classrooms number 19 through 23 into classrooms 1 and 3. Staff will complete all packing prior to Move Green's arrival. The estimate for this agreement is $5,700 and will be paid with Measure U bond funds. Any questions from the board? Okay, may I get a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. J, personnel, if you would like to make public comment on J1, personnel summary, please step up to the podium at this time.
So it's middle of the hiring season. Actually, it's kind of the tail end of the hiring season. Is anyone asking why we are only reporting resignations and retirements and not the hiring of new employees? We've had openings all year. Tonight, the retirement of a CHS math teacher who certainly has more years to offer is being reported. This evening, 3 more resignations are reported as well. One, a psychologist that works with pupil services and with the SPED program. Not only is another SPED resignation reported this evening, there also aren't any SPED hires either, right in the middle of the hiring season. The other 2 resignations are those of teachers who might have otherwise remained with the district had it not taken so long to resolve our impasse disputes. But it didn't. It took 2 years without a raise for employees, while administrators gave themselves 2 raises. And so it doesn't take a genius to understand why these employees have left for better paying positions in Santa Barbara. The report contains no hires of classified employees either. The community and school board may be interested to learn that CUSD now spends more on other operating expenses, the budget category that contains legal fees and contracted employees, than it does on classified employees entirely. Entirely. Classified employees, that is support staff serving in food service, clerical, custodial, transportation, instructional aides, warehouse workers, maintenance workers, those who work on the grounds, and others who work directly with students and families, safety personnel, and others. The personnel report continues to serve as a clear indicator of the self-imposed hardship CUSD continues to create for itself by refusing to invest properly in the district's teachers and support staff. We made some progress with this recent agreement. It has a long way to go until you have prioritized the stability of district personnel. We still don't see that in your budget for years out. Still. Nothing in the budget about future investments on district personnel. We continue to see the district struggle to hire qualified staff, not just SPED teachers, but a variety of other positions in the district, once known as a golden employment opportunity in one of the last small and picturesque coastal communities in the region. You have run and been elected to resolve these matters, to influence them, to bring vision to this conversation. It is time to bring that vision. Thank you.
Rogelio Delgado, a Carpinteria resident for many, many years. And I have also lived many, many, many years in Mexico. And I taught there also in Mexico. And believe me, not even there a salary increase took this long. 2 years is just too much, too long. And the U.S. is not a third world country. It's supposed to be the first world. Teachers, employees should never wait for a salary increase for 2 years. No, this is, there's going to be more. I hope not, but I think that this is going to cause more resignations because they know that it could be another couple of years before they get another salary increase. And believe me, it's going to be hard for someone to convince to come to this district and teach. It's up to you whether you want them to stay or whether you make hiring of teachers easier. Thank you.
Okay, just to be clear, we agreed on a 5% raise for next year. increase. So I feel like the last comment made it sound like there's nothing, but there's definitely something. Okay, so J1, personnel summary. The board is asked to approve the following recommended personnel items: retirement of 1 personnel and resignations of 3. Any questions from the board? Okay, may I get a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, K, future agenda items, public comment.
So last week, the entire cause leadership team was reelected by CUSD employees. As our leadership team prepares for another 2 years of service, we realized that our current district officials and senior administrators may not have an accurate understanding of the role an employee union plays in a healthy operating organization such as ours, that being a public sector TK through 12 school district. Based on the district's behavior over the past several years, both Superintendent Rigby and each board member seem more inclined to recognize the adversarial aspects of our federally and state mandated partnership. And in only recognizing the adversarial aspects of that partnership, CUSD fails to capitalize on the tremendous opportunities that exist when employees, their elected union leaders, district administrators, and school board trustees work together with the interests of students and district families in clear focus. Therefore, our newly reelected employee leadership team, also known as CAUSE's elected officers, ask that CUSD place on a future agenda a transparent discussion pertaining to the basics of that partnership. This future agenda topic could include the fundamentals of a union-affiliated organization, the objectives of our federally legislated and protected role in the district, the opportunities that a unionized workforce bring to an organization like ours, how a unionized workforce can ensure that employees' experience positively influences outcomes, and our ability to accomplish the mission. How a unionized workforce can ensure that the needs of an organization are clearly understood by those who directly interface with our clients, being students and their families. How clear and easily accessible collective bargaining agreements bring clarity to daily operations of the district, and how these collective bargaining agreements, our certificated and classified contracts, can be used as valuable tools in navigating challenging conversations and responsibilities, how they promote durable agreements, and can be used to actually minimize conflict instead of becoming platforms to create conflict. And even how to address conflict in a depersonalized manner, if and when it arises. The discussion could include how, through shared decision-making and the inclusion of all levels of an organization like ours, increasingly sound and well-informed administrative decisions strengthen the organization versus weaken it. The employees of the district have clearly demonstrated that they do not wish to change the leadership structure of our union.
Thank you. Your time is up.
Therefore, we enter into
Thank
another
you. Your
2
time
years
is
of our
up.
partnership. Thank you.
Okay. So on our future agenda, we have our 25-26 proposed budget and our 25-26 LCAP. And then for our board calendar, let's see here, it was supposed to be second half of the month, school board tours, but we already did that. So nothing on board calendar of note, which brings us to board announcements. Anybody?
I was just going to say that between the tour that we did last week, the tours of all the schools, and the open houses, what I was most impressed with was the high caliber of learning that's going on, especially at the lower levels when I compare what I was taught in first grade and kindergarten a long time ago, yes, but it's truly amazing to see these kids learning what they're learning. And I also wanted to say that the Carpinteria Education Foundation last week held 4 days of interviews with our seniors at the high school. an amazing group of students, not only the students themselves, but the GPAs that they all had, and the universities and the colleges that they're all going to. It's from our small school. It's really pretty impressive. We were able to award over $60,000 to each, not each, we had $60,000 to award, and each student we interviewed received some money. So it's pretty cool.
Great.
Thank you, CEF,
Yes,
for that,
most
and everybody that did the interviews. It's a lot of time and
There were
and
3 of us that
effort.
did it for 4 days.
Wow, amazing.
It was well worthwhile, however.
Okay, well, yeah, I just want to recap that we did school site tours about 2 weeks, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. We got to see all the school sites, and it was really great to see what was going on in the classroom. There was a lot of CASP testing going on, so we let those classrooms be and didn't want to interrupt them. But we got to see a lot of really great things going on in classrooms, from really purposeful play to also some freestyle play. We got to see big buddies and little buddies. We got to see some really great stuff going on at the middle school, and of course, some amazing educational opportunities at the high school. Some good time in the engineering lab and the new equipment that's been added since the last time we were there. And just really, and then the new walk-in at the high school in the central kitchen, and got to envision how that will grow. And yeah, it was a really great opportunity to see each of the different things. Oh, we got to see a little snippet, a little preview of Moana 2 at Family School. So I'm going to do my plug for that this Friday and Saturday. Moana 2, Carpinteria Family School will have their play. You can get tickets online. You can search Parent Square, and I'm sure there's some flyers around town. But I believe you can also buy tickets on site. At the middle school, that's right, because it's at the middle school in the multi-purpose room. The high school academic awards were last night. Very well attended, as Angel said, and it was just great to see all of the achievements of our kids get honored, and how many students names were called, and whether they were there or not, their names were called, and I think that's also important. Not everybody was able to make it, whether it's sports or family commitments, but they were all recognized last night. And then Muses is coming up as well, I believe, in a couple weeks. Next week.
Anastasia.
Yes. So get your tickets for Muses. And with that, we're adjourned.